Jin walked slowly across the university campus. It was a warm spring day. The sun was shining bright in the blue sky. Students were sitting on the grass, talking and laughing. Jin carried his heavy backpack full of books. He had just finished his math class and felt tired. He decided to take a different path today. This path went through the garden area where many cherry blossom trees grew. The pink flowers were beautiful. Many students came here to relax between classes. Jin had never walked this way before because it was longer, but today he had free time. As he walked under the trees, pink petals fell like snow. They landed on his black hair and blue jacket. He stopped to look up at the branches. The flowers were so pretty against the clear sky. He took out his phone to take a picture. Then he noticed someone sitting on a wooden bench nearby. It was a girl with long black hair tied in a ponytail. She wore a white shirt and jeans. She was bent over something in her lap, completely focused. Jin saw she was drawing in a big notebook. The girl didn't notice him at all. She was too busy with her artwork. Her hand moved quickly across the page. Sometimes she would stop, look up at the trees, then continue drawing. Jin found himself watching her. She seemed so peaceful and happy. Suddenly, a strong wind blew through the garden. It shook the cherry trees hard. Many more petals fell down. The wind caught the girl's notebook and flipped several pages. Then it grabbed some loose papers from beside her on the bench. "Oh no!" the girl cried out. Her drawings flew into the air like white birds. They scattered in all directions. She jumped up and tried to catch them, but the wind was too strong. Jin didn't think twice. He dropped his backpack and ran to help. He caught one paper that was flying past him. Then he chased another one that was heading toward the fountain. The girl was also running around trying to save her work. "Thank you," she called to Jin as he handed her 2 papers he had caught. "There's one more over there." Jin pointed to a drawing stuck in a bush. They both ran toward it. They reached for it at the same time. Their hands touched as they both grabbed the paper. For a moment, they both froze. Jin looked at the girl's face properly for the first time. She had kind brown eyes and a small nose. Her cheeks were pink from running. She looked at him too, seeming surprised. "Sorry," they both said at the same time. Then they both laughed. "Thank you so much for helping me," the girl said. She smiled warmly. "I'm Yun. I'm studying art." "I'm Jin," he replied. "I study computer science. Your drawings are really good." He had noticed that the papers were drawings of the cherry blossom trees, done in pencil. They were very detailed and beautiful. Yun's face turned red. "Oh, thank you. I come here every day to practice. The trees are so pretty right now." They walked back to the bench together. Jin helped her organize the papers. He was careful not to smudge the pencil drawings. Yun checked each one to make sure nothing was damaged. "I think we found them all," Jin said. "Yes, thanks to you," Yun said. "If you hadn't helped, I would have lost hours of work." Jin noticed that Yun had a small leaf stuck in her hair from chasing the papers. Without thinking, he reached out and gently removed it. Yun looked surprised but smiled. "You had a leaf," Jin explained, feeling embarrassed. "Oh," Yun laughed. "This wind is causing so much trouble today." They stood there for a moment, not knowing what to say next. The wind had calmed down now. Pink petals were scattered all over the ground like a carpet. "Well, I should let you get back to your drawing," Jin said finally. But he didn't really want to leave. "Actually," Yun said slowly, "would you like to sit for a while? I mean, if you're not busy. I could show you some of my other drawings." Jin smiled. "I'd like that." He sat down on the bench beside her, leaving a polite space between them. Yun opened her notebook and showed him her artwork. She had drawn many things: buildings, people, animals, and flowers. Jin was impressed by her talent. He asked questions about her techniques and Yun explained happily. They talked for an hour without realizing how much time had passed. Jin learned that Yun was in her 2nd year, just like him. She lived in the dormitory near campus. She loved strawberry milk and disliked spicy food. Her dream was to become a children's book illustrator. When Jin finally looked at his watch, he was shocked. "Oh no, I'm late for my next class." He grabbed his backpack quickly, but before running off, he turned back to Yoon. "Same time tomorrow?" he asked hopefully. Yoon smiled brightly. "I'll be here." Jin ran to his class with a big smile on his face. He couldn't stop thinking about the girl with the kind eyes who drew pictures under the cherry trees. The next day, Jin arrived at the cherry blossom trees 10 minutes early. He sat on the bench and waited. His heart beat fast. Would Yoon really come? Maybe she was just being polite yesterday. He checked his phone many times. Then he saw her walking down the path. She carried her art supplies and waved when she saw him. Jin waved back, feeling happy. She was wearing a yellow dress today and looked like sunshine. "You came," Yoon said with a bright smile. "Of course," Jin replied. "I brought something for you." He pulled out a small bottle from his bag. It was strawberry milk. "You said you liked this yesterday." Yoon's eyes grew wide. "You remembered, thank you so much." She opened it right away and took a sip. Perfect for a hot day. This became their routine. Every day after classes, Jin and Yoon met at the same bench. Jin always brought strawberry milk, and Yoon always had new drawings to show him. They talked about everything: their classes, their families, their dreams, and their fears. 1 week later, Jin's friend Min followed him to the garden. Min was a funny guy who loved to make jokes. When he saw Jin sitting with Yoon, he grinned widely. "So this is where you disappear every day?" Min said loudly. "Hello, I'm Min, Jin's best friend." Yoon laughed. "Nice to meet you, I'm Yoon." Min sat down with them. He looked at Yoon's drawings and made funny comments that made everyone laugh. From that day, Min sometimes joined them, but he usually left early to give them privacy. "You two are so obvious," Min told Jin one day when they were alone. "Why don't you ask her out?" Jin's face turned red. "We're just friends. She probably doesn't like me that way." Min rolled his eyes. "Are you blind? She looks at you like you're her favorite person in the world." 2 weeks passed. The cherry blossoms started to fall, leaving green leaves behind. Jin and Yoon didn't mind. They had become very close friends. Yoon now waited for Jin if he was late. Jin helped carry her art supplies. One day, Yoon brought her roommate Sue along. Sue was a quiet girl who studied literature. She was shy at first, but soon opened up. She and Yoon had been friends since high school. "Yoon talks about you all the time," Sue whispered to Jin when Yoon went to buy a drink. "Jin did this, Jin said that. It's quite cute." Jin felt his heart jump. So Yoon talked about him to her friends too. Their group grew bigger when Jin's classmate Han joined them. Han was serious about studying, but had a kind heart. He was interested in Sue's poetry, and they often discussed books together. The 5 of them became good friends. They ate lunch together, studied in the library, and went to the campus cafe. But Jin and Yoon still kept their special time under the trees, just the two of them. As spring turned to summer, the weather got hotter. The trees were full of green leaves now. Yoon started drawing portraits of their friend group. She captured Min's silly expressions, Han's serious face, Sue's gentle smile, and Jin's warm eyes. "Draw yourself too," Jin suggested one day. "I can't see myself," Yoon said. "It's hard to draw your own face." "I could describe you," Jin offered. Then he felt shy. "I mean, if you want." Yoon looked at him with interest. "Okay, describe me." Jin took a deep breath. "You have kind eyes that sparkle when you laugh. Your smile is like morning sunshine. When you concentrate on drawing, you bite your lower lip. You tuck your hair behind your ear when you're nervous. And you have a tiny dimple on your left cheek that shows when you're really happy." Yoon stared at him, her face turning pink. You notice all that?" Now Jin felt embarrassed. "Sorry, was that too much?" "No," Yoon said softly. "No one has ever paid such close attention to me before." They sat in comfortable silence. Yoon started drawing her self-portrait, using Jin's description. Jin watched her work, feeling peaceful. Their friends noticed the change between them. Min kept making jokes about them being a couple. Han and Sue exchanged knowing looks. Everyone could see what Jin and Yoon couldn't admit yet. One evening, it rained suddenly. Jin and Yoon ran to take shelter in the nearby building. They were both soaking wet and laughing. Yoon's hair was dripping and Jin's shirt was stuck to him. "We look like we fell in a pool," Yoon giggled. "At least your drawings are safe," Jin said. He had covered her notebook with his jacket while running. Yoon looked at him with soft eyes. "You protected my drawings but got yourself all wet." "Your art is important," Jin said simply. They stood there looking at each other. Something had changed between them. It wasn't just friendship anymore. But neither was ready to say it out loud. Not yet. Summer was in full bloom. Their friendship had grown strong like the trees they sat under every day. Jin knew he was falling for Yoon. He just needed to find the right time to tell her. Dark clouds covered the sky that afternoon. Jin stood under the cherry tree with a blue umbrella. He looked at his watch. Yoon was late, which was unusual. The rain started falling harder, making loud sounds on his umbrella. He had decided that today was the day. After 2 months of being friends, he couldn't hide his feelings anymore. Last night, he had practiced what to say in front of his mirror. Min had laughed at him, but also encouraged him. "Just tell her how you feel," Min had said. "The worst thing she can say is no." But Jin was scared. What if Yoon didn't feel the same way? What if he ruined their beautiful friendship? He had never felt this way about anyone before. He saw someone running through the rain. It was Yoon and she had no umbrella. She was covering her head with her notebook, but it wasn't helping much. By the time she reached him, she was completely soaked. "I'm so sorry I'm late," Yoon said, breathing hard. "I forgot my umbrella in the classroom and then it started raining so suddenly." Jin quickly moved to cover her with his umbrella. "You're soaking wet. You'll get sick." Water dripped from Yoon's hair and clothes. Her white shirt was wet and sticking. To her. She was shivering a little. Jin took off his jacket and put it around her shoulders. "But now you'll get wet," Yoon protested. "I don't mind," Jin said. They stood very close together under the small umbrella. Jin could smell her shampoo, like flowers. His heart was beating so fast he was sure she could hear it. "Why did you wait in the rain?" Yoon asked. "You could have gone inside." "I wanted to see you," Jin said honestly. "I always want to see you." Yoon looked up at him. Raindrops were on her face like tears. Or maybe they were tears. Jin couldn't tell. "Jin," she started to say. "Yoon, I need to tell you something," Jin interrupted. His voice was shaking. "I've been wanting to say this for weeks, but I was scared." Yoon became very still. She was looking at him with big eyes, waiting. Jin took a deep breath. "I like you. I really like you. More than just a friend. When I'm with you, I feel happy. When we're apart, I count the minutes until I see you again. Your smile makes my day better. When you're sad, I want to make everything okay for you." The rain fell harder around them. They were in their own little world under the umbrella. "I know this might change everything," Jin continued. "And if you don't feel the same way, I understand. We can still be friends. But I couldn't keep pretending anymore. You mean too much to me." Yoon's eyes were shining. She reached up and touched his face gently. Her hand was cold from the rain. "Jin," she whispered. "I've been waiting for you to say that." Jin's eyes widened. You have?" Yoon nodded, a small smile on her lips. "I've liked you since the day you helped me catch my drawings. But I thought you just wanted to be friends. Sue kept telling me to confess, but I was too shy." "Really?" Jin could hardly believe it. "Really?" Yoon said. Her cheeks were pink now. "When you bring me strawberry milk every day, when you remember little things I say, when you protect my drawings from the rain, how could I not fall for you?" Jin dropped the umbrella. He didn't care about the rain anymore. He gently held Yoon's face in his hands. "Can I kiss you?" Yoon nodded, closing her eyes. Jin leaned down and kissed her softly. It was a gentle, sweet kiss. The rain poured down on them, but they didn't notice. The world had disappeared except for the two of them. When they pulled apart, they were both soaking wet but smiling. Jin picked up the umbrella and held it over them again. "We're already wet anyway," Yun laughed. "The umbrella won't help much now." "I'm so happy," Jin said. "I've wanted to do that for so long." "Me too," Yun admitted. Min was right. "We were pretty obvious, weren't we?" Jin laughed. "He's going to be so proud of himself, he'll probably say I told you so 100 times. They walked slowly toward the campus building, sharing the umbrella. Their shoulders touched, and Jin held Yun's hand. Her fingers were cold, so he rubbed them to warm them up. "So, does this mean you're my girlfriend now?" Jin asked hopefully. Yun squeezed his hand. "Yes, if you want me to be." "I want nothing more," Jin said. They reached the building entrance. Other students stared at them because they were so wet, but Jin and Yun didn't care. They were too happy. "We should go change into dry clothes," Yun said. "I don't want my new boyfriend to get sick." Jin's heart jumped when she called him her boyfriend. "Meet me at the cafe in an hour. I'll buy you hot chocolate." "It's a date," Yun said. She stood on her tiptoes and kissed his cheek. Then she ran toward her dormitory, still wearing his jacket. Jin watched her go, touching his cheek where she had kissed him. The rain had stopped and the sun was starting to peek through the clouds. Everything felt new and wonderful. 3 months had passed since that rainy day. Jin and Yun were very happy together. They still met under the cherry trees every day, but now they held hands. Their friends were happy for them too. Min liked to joke that he was the best matchmaker in the world. One autumn afternoon, Jin waited for Yun at their usual spot. The leaves on the trees had turned orange and yellow. He had bought her favorite strawberry milk and some chocolate cookies. He was planning to ask her to go to the school festival with him next week. When Yun arrived, Jin immediately knew something was wrong. Her eyes were red like she had been crying. She walked slowly, looking at the ground. "What's wrong?" Jin asked, standing up quickly. "Did something happen?" Yun sat down on the bench and covered her face with her hands. "Jin, I have something to tell you. I don't know how to say it." Jin sat beside her and put his arm around her. "You can tell me anything. Whatever it is, we'll face it together." Yun took a deep breath. "My father got a new job. A really good job that he can't refuse. But it's in Busan. My whole family has to move there next month." Jin felt like someone had poured ice water over him. "Busan? But that's so far away. It's on the other side of the country." "I know," Yun said. Tears rolled down her cheeks. "My parents told me last night. I cried all night thinking about leaving you." Jin pulled her closer. His own eyes were burning with tears he was trying not to shed. "Maybe you can stay here? Live in the dormitory?" Yun shook her head. "I asked, but my parents said no. They want the family to stay together. And I can't afford to live alone. My father pays for my school fees." They sat in silence. Jin's mind was racing. Busan was 5 hours away by train. How could they maintain their relationship with such distance between them? "When?" Jin asked quietly. "In 3 weeks," Yun whispered. "Right after the midterm exams." 3 weeks. They only had 3 weeks left together. Jin felt his heart breaking. "I don't want to lose you," he said. "We just found each other." "I don't want to lose you either," Yun said. She was crying harder now. "This isn't fair. Why does this have to happen now?" Jin wiped her tears gently. "Hey, look at me. This isn't the end. Busan isn't another planet. We can make this work." "How?" Yun asked. "Long-distance relationships are so hard. What if you forget about me? What if you find someone else?" "Never," Jin said firmly. "You're the only one I want. We can talk every day on the phone. I'll visit you during holidays. And you can come back to visit too." Yun wanted to believe him, but she was scared. For how long? "I still have 2 more years of university." "That's such a long time." Jin took her hands in his. "I'll wait for you. Even if it takes 10 years, I'll wait." My feelings won't change. They spent the rest of the afternoon making plans. They would video call every night. Jin would save money to visit her once a month. Yun would come back during school breaks. They downloaded apps to watch movies together online. They made promises to trust each other. Their friends were sad when they heard the news. Min stopped making jokes. Sue cried with Yoon. Han patted Jin's shoulder in support. Everyone knew how much Jin and Yoon loved each other. The next 3 weeks passed too quickly. Jin and Yoon spent every possible moment together. They went to all their favorite places on campus. They took many photos to remember these days. They studied together in the library, ate at their favorite restaurant, and walked around the lake holding hands. Jin made a scrapbook for Yoon with photos of all their memories. Yoon drew a portrait of Jin to keep with her always. They exchanged couple rings and promised to wear them every day. On their last evening together, they sat under the cherry trees one final time. The trees were bare now, preparing for winter. It was cold and they shared Jin's jacket. "Remember when we first met here?" Yoon asked. "You helped me catch my drawings." "How could I forget?" Jin said. "It was the best day of my life." "Mine too," Yoon said. She leaned her head on his shoulder. "Promise me something. Anything. Promise that you'll still come here sometimes, even when I'm gone. And think of me." "I promise," Jin said. "And you promise to keep drawing. Draw the cherry trees in Busan and send me pictures." "I promise," Yoon said. They kissed under the bare branches, both trying not to cry. Tomorrow, Yoon would get on a train and go far away. But tonight they were still together. "I love you," Jin whispered. It was the first time he had said those 3 words. "I love you too," Yoon whispered back. "No matter how far apart we are, that won't change." They held each other tight, wishing they could stop time. The biggest challenge of their relationship was about to begin. 2 years had passed since Yoon left for Busan. Jin kept his promise. Every night he video called her. They talked about their days, their classes, and their dreams. Some nights they just studied together on video, not talking much but feeling close. The first months were the hardest. Jin missed her so much it hurt. He went to their bench under the cherry trees every day. Sometimes he brought strawberry milk and drank it alone, remembering her smile. His grades dropped because he couldn't focus on studying. But slowly, they found their rhythm. Jin took the train to Busan once a month. 5 hours each way, but he didn't mind. Those weekends were precious. They walked on the beach, ate fresh seafood, and held hands like nothing had changed. Yoon showed him her new drawings of the ocean and the Busan mountains. Yoon came back to Seoul during school breaks. She stayed with Sue in the dormitory. Jin would meet her at the train station, and they would hug for a long time. During those visits, they went to all their old places. The cherry trees, the campus cafe, the library where they used to study. Their friends helped them stay strong. Min would cheer up Jin when he felt sad. Sue sent Jin photos of Yoon when she missed him. Han helped Jin with his studies when he couldn't concentrate. Everyone believed in their love. Some days were harder than others. When Jin saw other couples on campus, he felt lonely. When Yoon had a bad day, Jin couldn't hug her. They could only talk through a phone screen. Sometimes they fought about small things because they were frustrated with the distance. But they never gave up. They wore their couple rings every day. They sent each other morning texts and goodnight messages. Jin mailed Yoon her favorite snacks from Seoul. Yoon sent Jin drawings of places in Busan so he could see her daily life. After 1 year, some people started to doubt them. "Long distance never works," someone told Jin. "You're young. You should date someone here," another person told Yoon. But Jin and Yoon didn't listen. They knew their love was real. The second year was easier. They had learned how to love each other from far away. They celebrated their anniversaries through video calls. Jin sang happy birthday to Yoon at midnight over the phone. Yoon drew pictures of Jin from memory when she missed him too much. Finally, Jin graduated. He got a good job at a technology company in Seoul. His first thought was to tell Yoon. She was so proud of him. My boyfriend is so smart, she said, making him blush even through the phone. Spring came again. It had been exactly 2 years since Yoon left. Jin felt nostalgic. He decided to visit the campus even though he had graduated. He wanted to see the cherry blossoms one more time. He walked the familiar path. The trees were in full bloom again, just like when he first met Yoon. Pink petals danced in the breeze. Students sat on the grass, young and carefree. Jin felt old, even though he was only 23. As he got closer to their bench, his heart started beating faster. It was silly, but part of him hoped to see Yoon there. He knew she was in Busan. They had talked last night. She had 1 more year of university left, but then he stopped walking. Someone was sitting on their bench. A girl with long black hair and a ponytail. She wore a white shirt and jeans. She was drawing in a notebook. Jin's heart stopped. It couldn't be. He walked closer, not believing his eyes. The girl looked up. It was Yoon. She was really there, sitting in the same spot where they first met. When she saw Jin, her face lit up with the biggest smile. "Yoon?" Jin said, his voice shaking. "What are you doing here? How?" Yoon stood up, her eyes shining with happy tears. "Surprise! I transferred back. I'll finish my last year here." But how? Your family?" "My parents saw how sad I was. They knew I loved you. So they let me come back. I'm staying with Sue. I wanted to surprise you. Min told me you might come here today." Jin couldn't speak. He just stared at her, making sure she was real. She was more beautiful than he remembered. The 2 years had made her more mature, more confident. "Aren't you going to say something?" Yoon asked, looking nervous now. "Are you happy?" Instead of answering, Jin ran to her. He picked her up and spun her around. Yoon laughed, holding on to him tightly. When he put her down, he kissed her. It was better than all their memories. "I'm more than happy," Jin said when they finally pulled apart. "I can't believe you're here. Really here." "I'm here," Yoon said, touching his face. "And I'm not going anywhere again. These 2 years taught me something. I can live without you, but I don't want to. You're my home, Jin." They sat on their bench, holding hands. The cherry blossoms fell around them like snow, just like the day they met. Everything had come full circle. "I love you," Jin said. "Thank you for coming back to me." "I love you too," Yoon replied. "Thank you for waiting." They stayed there all afternoon, talking and laughing. They had survived the distance. Their love had grown stronger. Now they were together again, and nothing would separate them. Under the cherry trees where their story began, Jin and Yoon started their new chapter.